All right, so hopefully you finish your developing your 5 key sentences by the end of today. And you can do this one later on. And then we'll move on to the next session we're going to have. So here are some basic guidelines you can think about to write a good article for yourself. And firstly, you can elaborate your ideas in details based on the outline you have. So that will be something we're going to do in the future. And also you can try to illustrate your ideas by using examples, facts, incidents, or arguments as well. And here in the following, we are going to talk about how you can use exact words to illustrate or how you can write different types of sentences to make your writing more readable and more appealing. All right. So we'll move forward a little bit. So here we had two groups of sentences, like sentence A and sentence B. Can you tell me which group of sentences would be better? B. So why is B, Clayton? Can you tell me the reason why you pick up B?
Because the sentence B, they describe their words deeply, like they are not using the some
Simple
simple
words.
yeah
All right.
some 就是他们没有用一些很简单的字啊，他用的字比较深。
Uh-huh. All right. So actually, I think for these two parts, they try to use their own words to describe the same thing. And as you can see, we know the word storm, right? 我们都知道 storm 这个字，澳美都知道 scare 这个字，可是 but probably we don't use the words in a way as it is present here. So for example, here it says he went out the room angrily. 其实他这个已经写的很棒了，因为他已经有用起码用 angrily 这个副词去修饰它。But if you want to be more specific and especially want to use certain kind of exact words, you can use a way like he stormed out of the room, 就像暴风一样这样跑出去 right? Or he cried loudly， 这个本身它其实也是用 loudly 去修饰它了，已经还算不错的，不会像我们自己写的就会直接写 he cried 或 he went out the room， 它起码会用一些 adverbs to describe the situation in a more specific way. But you can also use a phrase like he cried his eyes out or he cried to death, for example. So you can try to use certain kind of ways or phrases, especially some exact words to develop your ideas and try to make your image more vivid, all right? So like this one, I was scared out of my wits. Instead of saying no, write down, you can also say jot down, especially for taking notes, right? Jot down some information. And for example, like this one, I think this one is a good one. Like for example, if we are talking about the cell phones and we are talking about a robot, probably you will say, uh, the robot can do many things, or you will say a cell phone has many functions. But you can try to twist it, kind of tweak it a little bit. Like you can say, like he's more than a robot, or you can say my cell phone is more than a cell phone. So in other words, it has some more things or it has some more functions that it can do, for instance. Or it is important to say the right thing. And you can also use another way, like we cannot be too careful in choosing words. So in other words, you try to use some exact words to talk about your ideas, or you try to kind of write different kinds of sentences to develop your idea as well. So there might be two ways you can think about using certain kind of exact words or trying to try to writing different kinds of sentences. All right. So this one probably will be better. So now we are going to talk about some exact keywords. So this is writing practice from Wenhua. So we can also do this one together. Then this one, we'll start from the very first one. Using exact verbs. So for example, like usually we'll say the woman and her son had only a poor shack and a horse, right? So instead of using the word had or have, What might be other words you can use to talk about you have something? Like you say, I have something, but besides using the word have, what might be the other words you can use? Bing-xi, what do you think?
What I can.
No, right?
No.
No. And how about Jennifer? How do you think? Carry something. But you want to, I have something, I have it. It's not about I kind of bring it, I carry it. So what might be other words you can use? 优华. Oh yeah, thank you, Vivian. So that might be a lovely word. You can use a word like own, you own something, or probably possess something, like POSSESS, possess something, or you own something. So probably you can say like the woman's son owned only a poor shack and a horse. So here are some of the keywords that we are going to use for the writing practice. So firstly, please write down these keywords first, okay? So please write down the words on your notebook first, okay? So for the very first word, which is leave, L-E-A-V-E, and the past tense is left. 给你离开的，或者你留下什么东西 you can always use the words leave or left. Leave a place or left a place. Or you leave something or you left something. Okay, leave, L-E-A-V-E. All right, and the next one, crack. Okay, we can also write down the word crack. Right, something like something cracked, 爆裂. Oh, they kind of crack sounds. Then the next one, strolled. So when you stroll, which means you try to walk like slowly, 散步,慢步, then you can use the word strolled. Strolled. So instead of using the word like walk, you can use the word like strolled, which means you walk slowly. And next one is claimed, which means you shout aloud or you shout loudly. So besides using the word shout, probably you can think about using the word exclaim, just like exclamation mark, okay, 惊叹号, and this is the verb exclaim. And for the words earn, instead of using like making money, you can say I earn something or I earn some money, for example. And next one, return. Instead of using the word like go back home, you can just say return home, right? Return. Next one, break, okay, or broke as a past tense. So you can write down the word break, B-R-E-A-K, okay, break. So you break something, 弄坏什么东西, right? And break as a noun like a noon break, so 休息, okay, break. And this is another word which is galloped. So when something galloped, which means something run very quickly, especially like a horse galloped, 就快跑, 飞跑, there will be the words galloped. And next one, side. I think you know this one, 叹息, right? Side. And grasp, okay, 抓住, grasp something or grasp something. And next one, demand, which means you ask for something, 要求. So 除了用 ask something or ask for something, you can also use the word like demand. Ask someone for something, and demand. And next one, kick, okay, kick, key. And for the next word, which is nurse. For the word nurse, this word is also quite special. For the word nurse, there will be, as a noun, there will be someone who take care of patients, 护士. And you can use nurse as a verb, which means you try to take care of someone. 所以 nurse 它当动词的时候是有照顾或照料的意思。And there will be also another word you can use, which is attend to someone. Attend 就是 attend 那个就是 attendance attention 那个 attend 就是参加出席那个 attend，attend attend，OK， 那你 attend to someone 就是你注意到什么东西，或者是你照料什么东西，就是照顾什么人的意思。So you can also use the word like attend to. And for the next one, march. So instead of using like the army, like walk together, you can also say the army marched. 有点像那种抗议啊 protests, or like kind of yeah, the army basically will march 行军前进啊，列队前进。And the next one, win. Also, we can try to use the word like win. For example, instead of saying I get some prize or I get the championship, you can say I won some prize, I won the championship. So basically, these words are quite easy, but probably you can think about you can try to try to use these words in your writing instead of just making these kind of words just for recognition. And also like word comment, I think you know, and like poke, right? Poke. And also carry something, all right? So here might be the words you can use. So far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 18 words here for the keywords we can use. All right. So now I'll move on to the next slide. So here we have a short passage to describe something happened. There's something that happened in the past. It's especially a kind of short story we have here. So now I would like you to read through the story here and try to replace the words with the verbs we just mentioned. Try to use those exact verbs to replace the word from 1 to 10. Okay, so I'll give you about 3 minutes to think about how you are going to replace each word, right? All right, so if you are done, please raise your hand. Dun. All right, I think mostly. All right. So let's try to check this one together. All right, so let's take a look at the very first one. A poor young man named this person rode his only horse to work every morning and home with supper every night. So here, instead of using the word can, what might be the other word you can use? How about 丽华? So what might be the words you can use here? Are there any other people who can share your answer? So besides using the word, yeah, you can use the word like returned, right? So probably you can say return home with supper every night, right? And then one day the horse got loose and ran away. So instead of using the word got loose, what might be the word we can use here? Any ideas? Instead of using the word got, what might be the word we can use here? Any ideas? No idea. I think this one is the most difficult one, so I probably can keep this one here first anyway. And we can move on to this one. This one's much easier. So you say maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, and this person. So instead of using the word stated, what might be the word you can use? So it's good, it's bad. So this person probably tried to make some comments, right? So probably here we'll use the word like here, right? Yes. Then the next day, the horse came into yard with 4 wild horses chasing it. So instead of using the word can, what might be the other word we can use? Can we use the word like strode? Or what might be the word we can use here? Yeah, galloped, right? Which means I run very quickly. So galloped into his yard. Galloped. Okay, So the horse galloped into his yard. All right. So which means run very quickly, and especially say like chasing it, right? Chase. So also wild horses, 这些野马 chasing it. And the villagers, what? What good luck. So you can pay attention to the word like we had an exclamation mark here. If you use the word sad, 把这个 dialogue kind of make the voice weaker. 那这边我们用哪一个动词可以让它比较强烈一点？ Yeah, it's claimed, right? So probably here we can thinking about it's claimed. Okay, it's claimed. And this one, what good luck, the horse will help you get money. So this one, we should call being X's good friend, right? Being X's good friend should be Hongjun.
Hey,
Are you here? So what might be the word we can use here?
也有个吗？
Yeah, what money?
Earn.
Earned, right? So help you earn some money. Okay, lovely. So that will help you earn some money. Then maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, and then who knows? The next day, one wild horse hit the person and broke his leg. So in this case, what might be the words we can use here instead of using the word hit? What might be the word we can use? Yeah, kicked, right? The horse kicked the person. And then he said, like, what bad luck. Now your mother must what you. So instead of using the word help, what might be the words we can use here? Yeah, you can assist or you can nurse you, right? Nurse. So the word nurse here. And for the next one, the next day, soldiers came into the village. So instead of using the words came, what might be the verb we can use? Rushed? I don't think villagers will rush, right? Rush, which means very quickly, unless about possible, right? They want to like, I don't rob something or grab something, yeah, they'll be luckily. But usually when we say like if the soldier like work together, we usually use it like marched. 如果 rush 的话，然后那个要洗劫春冬的感觉。And march, okay. And the word here. Then took every healthy man out to meet the king. To meet the king. So here, instead of using the word took, what might be the other words you can have here? Yeah, probably can use the word like carry, like carry the man. All right. Then we can move back to number 2. So what might be the word we can use here in number 2? If the horse ran away at the very beginning, because we know usually a horse would be chained, right? 所以它可能马的身上会绑一些东西，那它要怎么样它才会跑走？ Unchained, yeah. So how can the horse make itself unchained? Struggle, lose, struggle. 可是好像还是没有成功，它在 struggle。噔噔噔 ，Yeah, broke loose. OK， 把一个东西把它弄坏、弄松。 所以它这个用法是比较高端的哦，是 broke loose， 把一个东西弄松弄坏。Okay, so that's why we choose this one, broke loose and ran away。好，它这个是比较特别的用法。可是你就可以知道，它就把这个文章就 make a very vivid image of the story. Alright, so that's about the one we have for exact verbs. So next time when you're trying to write something, especially want to describe certain kind of event or what people did or what happened, make sure you use some exact verbs to develop your ideas. And then we'll move on to exact nouns. So for example, vibrant red flowers carpeted the field. So we know the word carpet, right? Carpet as a noun, which means the blanket on the ground, 就那种地毯. You can use the word carpet. 那如果这边我们把 carpet 当动词的话，就是像地毯一样覆盖着它。那这边它用的是 vibrant red flowers. 那 flowers 这个字本身也是很 vague. So instead of using the word like red flowers, what might be the flowers you can put here? Do you know any names of flowers and the flowers that are in red color? Any kinds of flowers you know? In red color? Rose, all right? Vibrant red rose carpeted the field. So if you begin your image like this one, probably there will be something like a romantic story if you see a lot of roses cut like on the field. Sunflower in red color. Sunflower, I think it should be yellow, right? Sunflower, is it ripe in seed should be yellow color, not red color. Do we have red color sunflowers? I don't know. Unless you want to make certain kind of metaphors. And what might be the colors? Some kind of flowers that are in red. Roses are red, but these are blue. Wow. How come you know this phrase? So blue color, but here we're talking about red color. So what might be the flowers in red color? Like this one, puppies. Do you know the word puppies? It's not about the puppies, it's puppies. So it's about a kind of flower, puppies, which means like 罂粟花. So if you use the 罂粟花, which means like for something, probably if you think about it will be the flowers for producing drugs. Probably it's going to be something horrible in the story. Yeah, for opium specifically. All right, so carnation will be a nice one, right? So you can think about what kind of flowers you can use to describe the story you want to express. Like roses usually for romantic story, and puppies, I don't think it's going to be something positive anyway. All right, so you can think about different kinds of colors and also different kinds of flowers in particular. So here are some of the words you can use to describe something like friends, kids, Malpine, Lake Vista, songs, adventures, canoe and sailboat, ocean, Greek, jackets, all right, so shoes, breeze, oxygen, deer, camel, cliff, riverbank, and apples and carrots. So here are different kinds of words you can use. But what are we going to use what are we going to do with these words is about writing practice we're going to have. So here also we have another short story. Now I would like you to replace each word with like an exact one as well. So you can pick up a specific noun to replace the word from 1 to 10. So I'll give you another 3 minutes to do so. So please take your time for 3 minutes and try to replace each word with an exact one. All right, so if you are done, please raise your hand. All right, I think. So for like the very first one, every summer, Sam and what and I go to camp at the lake. So every summer, Sam what? So instead of using the word children, what might be the word we can use here? Kids. No, kids and children are the same actually. Will you go out with children? And probably you can do that soon when the kids from elementary department come. You can play with the kindergarten kids anyway, but I don't think they will do so, right? So probably you will go out with your friends, right? So some friends and I go to the like at the lake. So one way to make your idea more specific, you can try to name the place. All right. So in this case, probably you are talking about the Lake Vista. For your writing, you can think about like if I want to go to a place in Taiwan, probably say Salmon Lake or lake in Kaohsiung or the lake in Taipei. Do we have lake in Taipei? Yeah. So you can think about the name of lake to make it more specific. Or like the mountain, right? You can say like Mountain Fuji, Mountain Pine, Mountain Everest, and it will create different kinds of images. And then we should look forward to many exciting things every summer. So things, something, or someone, these words are also very vague. So besides using the word people, persons, things, what might be the word we can use for exciting? It should be exciting. Yeah, exciting adventures, right? Yeah, having this kind of exciting trips here. Adventures, right? And paddling a boat. For the word boat is also quite vague. So what kind of boat are we talking about here? That should be canoe, right? Because paddling, paddle 就是那个划船，那如果它当名词是那个船桨的意思哦，那通常应该是有 canoe 会 paddle，I guess。If you choose sailboat 它是那种风帆的那种帆船，那通常就用那个风帆在那边移动。So there will be canoe. Canoe. On the water， 这感觉就是你们会写的 on the water. So what might be the water we are talking about here? On the water or on the riverbank? Riverbank 是河堤哦，河堤应该没办法划船吧？河堤上面。那这边我们也不太会用那个 river， 因为 river 通常是那种很大的那个河流，才会用 river。那我们这边会用的是那个 creek。creek 通常是指那种山间这个字嘛，就是山林、森林、山林。There will be some small creeks in the forest. So it's a real challenge. And the morning air is chilly, so everyone wears warm clothes. Clothes is also a very vague word. So besides using the word clothes, what might be the things you have? Yeah, jackets, right? 所以你在写那个服装，不同的服装写出来以后有不同的感觉哦。For example， 如果这边有一个人 wears warm coats， 穿那种大衣的话，会觉得他 someone probably who's crazy anyway. Here probably be jackets would be better. And the air feels cool and refreshing, so it should be what? Oxygen. Probably we don't use oxygen. 应该我这边山里面的氧气很凉。Probably it will be better if we use that breeze. Unless you want to say, oh, the oxygen here is kind of rich. 那我觉得这个 it will be like a trip of scientists, I guess. So it also depends on who you are talking about. So the breeze feels cool and refreshing. And from time to time, some spice animals on the shore. So from time to time, some spice animals. What might be the animals here? Camel! Is it possible with camel like around a creek and also the forest? Yeah, probably deer will be better, right? But in Australia, probably you will see kangaroos or koalas. Actually, kangaroos are also very dangerous animals. So, and when you see the wild koala, basically you will not touch it because they all look very dirty. All right. On the shore and at noontime, we make our way to the edge. So it should be, instead of using the word the edge, what might be the other word we can use here? Yeah, cliff, right? No, 山是崖还是崖？就是山的边边那个 cliff. To a cliff and climb ashore. Right. And the last one, flute. So besides using the word flute, what might be the other words you can use here? Yeah, we can use the word apples. I don't know why they like to eat apple. For sure. So there will be, we listen to the song as we march on the apples. Wait a second. Let's get to slow, right? So that the apples. So usually because like in the States and Australia, usually they only have like just like 30 minutes noon break. So usually they will just eat an apple and they'll be rich. So that's right. So there'll be all the stuff we have here. All right, so basically these are the way we can try to make your writing more specific by using certain kind of exact words. So when you are offline today, make sure you finish your writing outline. And if you are done with that, you can also go back to check whether you can change your sentences or the keywords into something more specific instead of just this kind of general words. And tomorrow we'll be talking about something about prepositions, adjectives, and also adverbs as well to make your writing more specific. All right. So far, do you have any question? Do you?